guys, I'm Vanessa and welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you my perspective on Lularich. Now for those of you who do not know what Lularich is, well basically Lularich is a 4-part docu-series that was released on Amazon Prime on September 10th. And this docu-series documents the clothing empire known as Lularich.
Lularich, what is that?
We are creating confidence and security.
I had achieved.
Now Lularich is a billion-dollar clothing empire, and it has recently came under scrutiny for its business practices and its participation in deceiving thousands of women and their involvement in what is known as a MLM. Or this docu-series was very entertaining. Up till today I just went and I checked the ratings, and they are 100% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.8 on IMDb. So this docu-series, if you haven't seen it as yet, it's very entertaining. Like after you watch one episode, you will basically be hooked to finishing all 4 parts of the series in just one go. You'll probably be binging it. Very interesting. It will keep you engaged from start to finish. Now, there's some things that I want to talk about in this. The docu-series did a better job, I think, at explaining what I'm about to explain. But nonetheless, for those of you who do not know about it or just would like to go over the information again, this is for you. So basically, they are accused of being involved in a MLM, which is a multi-level marketing company. And what a MLM is, well, it is explained beautifully in the docu-series. But according to the Investopedia, a multi-level marketing company, or MLM for short, is a legitimate business strategy used by some direct sales company to sell products and services. Participants are paid a percentage of their recruit sales. Members of all levels receive some form of compensation, which means the more layers there are, the more money people can earn. Now, why are MLMs controversial? Well, there's a lot of reasons why, but one of the best definitions that I found came from Christopher Lindsay, and he said, although the MLM is legal, it is unethical. And it is unethical because you make a profit from sales of agents in your downline who are risking at a financial loss. And the downside of MLM is that you can buy sample products so that you can promote and sell it. You can also buy membership fees, training fees, travel costs, and other expenses. However, no one in the MLM becomes successful by selling the products to the customers for their personal consumption. As Robert Fitzpatrick puts out, the business is primarily a scheme to continuously enroll distributors, and little products is ever retailed to customers who are not also enrolled. So basically putting it, this company has a scheme where they make majority of their profit from recruiting other persons and not so much on the products that they are selling. So basically it gives false promises to those who enroll, because they will never be able to make as much as those who are above them. Because for example, if I recruit someone, I will get a percentage of their profit, and when they recruit others, I will get a percentage of the profits going onwards. Now those who get recruited down the line, they will hear about how much I make, and they will think that they'll be able to make the same amount, which isn't realistic, because only way they'll be able to make the same amount as me is if they're in my exact position, because my profits are a result of their recruiting others and very little to do with the actual product. So yeah, and in the docu-series they presented both sides, which it gives the perspective of the CEOs, which is, so in the docu-series it gave the perspective of Deanne and Mark Steadman, and you know, it gave a clear picture of their business, with the history of former employees, how they gained their success in the business, and also how they lost their success in it. But overall, even though they showed both sides, From my perspective, I think the general consensus from this docuseries is showing how the MLMs can be more harmful than good, and how the picture that they paint is really more harmful to women who actually want to spend more time with their family and are looking for a way that they can work from home and make a sizable income to take care of their family. And those who succeed in this, it shows how the success isn't what they actually thought it was. For example, one of those that were in it, she said when she got to the top where she was making a lot of money, she actually had to use some of that money to get babysitters or people to take care of her home, because she had to be gone so much. She had to be going to conferences to present to other people. She had to be going to different leadership trainings, and basically she went into this to get more time with her family. But the higher up she went, the more taxing it was for her time in order to remain at the top. And when she started to withdraw from that, she lost everything. Now, there's a lot of mixed reviews on this, because of course there are those who are a part of it and they do not care about how unethical it is. They do not care about just recruiting others as long as they remain on top. But then for the most part, the majority who get to see the information about the MLMs, they want to put an end to it, and not let this type of business practice continue, and they want to make more people aware of it so that going forward people can make better decisions. Now, I was looking at, when I was watching the docuseries, I went onto the Instagram page and I was just checking out some of the comments to see what people were saying about it. I went on it tonight and I noticed that a lot of the comments have disappeared that I saw. Some of them were really funny, but some of them, they went a little bit too far. But I'm glad I really didn't even save some of those, because I don't know, if that's really nice to do. In spite of what they have done, I don't know if I want to share all of that. But nonetheless, I've seen a lot of persons defending them, but I've seen a lot more persons disagreeing with their practices. But overall, I think you have to really just watch the show to see. It really opened your eyes to this type of business strategy. The pyramid scheme is like exposed to the fullest. If you do not understand what a pyramid scheme is, or how you get sucked into this and how it may hurt you, I think this docuseries explains it beautifully. And yeah, now I wanted to share with you my experience with an MLM. And this is from Instagram. Well, a couple months ago during the summer, some girls reached out to me on Instagram and they were basically just sharing some information with me about what about this business. I don't want to say the name of the business, but they are part of a business and they were trying to get me recruited to be a part of their business, and it is to sell products, hair products. So you probably know what that business is. But when I did some research into the business, I saw that it was a MLM, and just like Lularich, the employees are able to make profit, but it's not usually from selling the products. The majority of their profit come from recruiting more persons. So it's basically asking people to, it's making you a sucker, and then you have to get other suckers to come under you in order to be able to make a profit. Nonetheless, I just listened to them, but I didn't follow up with it, none at all. But I realized the way they approach it can be very tempting for someone who doesn't have a job, or someone who is unhappy in their job and just looking for a way to work from home. The way they approach you seem very honest and sincere, because looking at those girls, it's real. They had their real pages with their family and everything, and they had a lot of followers. So they look trustable and it seemed legit. But honestly, if you look at the ethics of it, you are buying products that is not guaranteed to sell, and you're looking to make a profit just by gathering more recruits. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a larger level at the bottom of persons who are just going to be stuck with a lot of products. And if they can't get any more persons to recruit, they are going to be at a loss. And from what I've seen, a lot of persons, their investment have just gone down the drain. People go into bankruptcy, people lose their homes, cars, health decline, relationships break up. A lot of negativity comes from this, and I think it's just really unfair. Even though you want to make a profit, it's unfair to do it at the expense of others. So I think it's really good to just think carefully before you go into anything like this. And if a company has this strategy of just suckering people in to make more profit just by getting more people to sell than just focusing on actually good products, then I think you should just run for the hills from that type of company. I think a company should make their product good enough to sell, so that anybody who wants to come and become a part of their company won't have to focus on getting recruits as their means of making back their investment, but actually be able to sell the products and not have to worry so much about other aspects than just selling a really good product. And from what I have seen in the documentary, the products actually did start off good, but at the end of the day, there's a shift. I don't know if it was a shift or that was it from the beginning and the last touch, but it showed that the products, the quality had declined. There are orders and prints were being taken without the proper copyright means, and then there were molds on some things because they were in the factory and got wet and they had them in the sun, so some things were sunburned. There was just a lot of poor quality with the products that a lot of persons received that they couldn't sell to their customers. It's been a lot. I'm not sure if they fixed all those issues now, but it did come to my attention that the main focus for that was just recruiting more and more people. And I know that Lularich, the company Lularich is not the only company that does things like that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of persons who are unaware of what's going on, and they keep getting suckered in to do more stuff like that. And I know even recently there are more companies like that, especially towards the investment and stock side. I think, I'm not even gonna say the name of it, but the one I'm talking about. It starts with a F. That has to do with this type of pyramid scheme, where basically it's just looking for more recruits than actual investment in a particular product. Anyways, and at the end of the day, I think there's a lesson to learn for those who are at home, especially women who are interested in living that independent work from home lifestyle and see this as a way of making money. Just know that, as cliche as it is, not all that glitter is gold, and basically taking part in schemes like these, even though it might make you financially successful to a point, it does hurt a lot of people in the long run, and also it hurts you in many ways. I've seen, if you watch a documentary, it will point more of it out to you, and I don't want to spoil it too much if you haven't seen it, so I'll just leave a couple parts out. But nonetheless, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. One thing though, on the contrary, even though the owners seem to be at fault, from my perspective in the documentary, it seemed like they're painted to be, not so sensitive about the unethicalness of their business practices. But nonetheless, I see where they have some good advice, but it's mixed with some not so good advice. For example, there's the general theme that if you work hard enough and you can accomplish anything, and that's true to an extent, but at the same time I feel like there's some unethical methods there being emphasized that make people believe that they can just do anything and it's okay. And they have their own religion, and I feel like a lot of their religion is being imposed on other people. And I'm not saying I disagree with religion, because I'm a religious person, but I see where they're mixing both together, and to some degree it is making some of their employees uncomfortable. Just looking at it and seeing the perspective of the founders, Dan and Mark, there's lessons to be learned from them also. From seeing their perspective, I see that they actually do not consider themselves to be bad people, and they do not consider their actions to be wrong. But at the same time, I think I see where they think they have good intent to a degree, and I also see where they see their faults but they're trying to hide it. But overall, I think there's a lot to be learned from them, especially their ambitions and drive. They really had zero experience in anything like this, and they were able to build a company from scratch. It was like a snowball effect to build this big multi-billion-dollar company. Now, I do not agree with all the methods that they use to accomplish this, but there is some motivational lessons to be learned from just their drive and general motto in becoming a success in business. Nonetheless, I wouldn't advise in following strategies like these in joining an MLM. Nonetheless, I think there is much to be learned about being creative, being ingenuitive, and coming up with ideas, and having faith in your business ideas and just putting work into it and getting a team behind you to help you to accomplish some goals that you have in order to make your business a success. So basically, you can learn from them how to see green and go and get your business done, and also you can learn from them what not to do in terms of scamming or things like that. Scamming is a strong word. Let me not accuse anybody of scamming, but to a degree, that's the theme that I got in some areas of the documentary. That's my perspective on some areas of the documentary. But overall, yeah, that's it. I just really wish they just make more good products and just cut off from making it to make more recruits be the primary thing, because the documentary will show you that how that really hurt people, because basically those at the bottom, and there are a lot of persons who are not able to make any recruits or sell the products, lose a lot, and you have to basically be writing scripts and pulling people in, reeling them in, and all that jazz. Anyways, guys, that's it for my perspective on Lularich. Hopefully you like this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of the documentary Lularich? And let me know if you want us to talk some more about this. So far, that's all I have to say about it. I know some things I wanted to talk about was like that nephew of hers that she banned. He seemed to be giving some good information, but then the ethics of some things that he did came into question. For example, when he wanted to start that weed business, you just have to watch the film to see. Anyways, I digress. What I was saying is, thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. If you do, leave your thoughts in the comments below and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Toodaloo! The real story of Lularich.
We want to see women succeed.
That's when business started. There's